from three. Like I don't think that the lids come off, and when it comes off, it's going to be really fun to watch. But the defensive end, it has to start and end there all the time. But pretty close. I wasn't thrilled with how the first quarter went, but um, they buckled down after that.
You mentioned the defensive end. It's a season high, I think, 13 steals tonight. What were you seeing that was kind of contributing to that?
I thought just our posts being really difficult to steal down there. We were able to get around. They had to throw some long tier passes where we could get our help side in place because their two bigs are a handful. And so to just limit them to even limited shots, field goal attempts is a really good job by our bigs. So I challenged them. I think it was 5-14 rebounding wise in the first quarter. We ended up coming back and winning the board. So a lot of good things happened after that first quarter for us.
Recording in progress.
I saw Candace Parker courtside and wearing a point guard shirt. It looked like you even had some jokes with her at certain points during the game. Both like to just have her back in the house.
I mean, we love Candace. Me and her go way back. Not only just as competing against each other, having her in AC's uniform, helping us win a championship, and just what she's meant to the game. We'll take her in our building whenever we can get her. She's a busy lady. But we're certainly happy when she rolls up and visits. I know she's just a breath of fresh air for our whole team, our whole organization when she walks into the building. So I didn't find out till right before that she was going to be there. But yeah, we were talking about some stuff over there a little bit here and there.
Now I'm curious what's up. But okay, I actually just have one more question, and it's about your rotations. You said at practice the other day that it was going to be really key for you to be mindful of the leg and that thing. Mm-hmm. How did that actually feel in action tonight?
Pretty good. I can't see the numbers right now because I have my glasses, but I don't think I overran anybody. It felt like everybody got a decent run. I don't think anybody played over 30, but I could be lying. I can't see.
Oh, yeah. Becky, you talked about closing out games, how this team's been able to do that. How happy are you that you guys are able to do it at home and going on to the next road trip?
Well, I think this one was just really important to finish off well. Obviously, coming out of the All-Star break, wanted to make sure everyone came back and we're all on the same page. And again, that constant pursuit of excellence, not perfection, but excellence. And so that's been the message. Just keep getting better. And so I thought, finishing the games, that's something that we focus on, something that we haven't done a lot of times, in Dallas and then a couple other games, but we got to be able to finish games. And so a big part of that is taking care of the ball. Turnovers have been issues a lot of times in that fourth quarter. So I was pleased tonight, to only hold them to 13 points in the fourth quarter is a lot of really great work by all five who's ever on the floor.
You talked about the bigs being kind of difficult to steal tonight. Obviously, Melissa, Megan kind of being undersized, everybody kind of being undersized, obviously going against BG. On the plays where you guys didn't get the steal or didn't get the steal on the defensive end, what did you like about how early you guys kind of were able to make them work in terms of getting to their spots?
Just the congestion and the activity. I tell them if you're going to err on the side of aggression defensively. But I thought everybody was pretty locked in. Craig got away from us a little bit, but some of ours were in transition and some miscommunications. But, I talked to him about this just being a really big post-defensive game. And I was really pleased. And that involves the guards a lot of times. So it's everybody has to work and be on the same page defensively. So just a really good job of taking care of the paint. That's been a point of emphasis for us. You're not seeing as many just wide open layouts as we were giving up before. So, it's progress and we just want to keep moving in that right direction. But a lot of that is early work. Asia is masterful with her feet defensively. And I don't think she probably gets enough credit for that. Not only just guarding, I don't think you see some of her brilliance because her player doesn't touch the ball as much because she doesn't let it.
And on 2 or 3 separate occasions this season, that whenever you bring up Dana, you say that you want aggressive Dana. She had 9 straight points early in that second quarter, 11 believe 13 or 15 in that second quarter. Is that kind of that shift where you felt like, okay, we kind of hit?
Well, she was certainly a little spark for us. We were kind of floundering offensively at that moment. She just kind of took that 2 minute, 3 minute stretch to just take over the game. And I am constantly on her. I think she's a very skilled scorer. She's obviously super fast with the ball, but she's crafty. And I have a lot of faith in her just because we've had to try to guard her in the past. And she's cooked us. So I'm like, oh, no, you got to go out there and cook others now. So I'm always trying to amp her up, both offensively and defensively. She's a difference maker. You can feel her. Anytime, you can bring a person in off the bench and the other team feels her and has to prep for someone, you got a really good piece.
Oh, really?
Becky, we talked about Melissa before the game. I think if Becky Hammon had a stat calling for just disruptions, you just talked about Asia, her player not touching the ball. I don't know how many times I saw Melissa be effective tonight, but there's no stat for that.
Mm-hmm.
In what she did.
Yes, the stat is the W. That's the stat. She's still learning her stuff. It's Kia and Asia are so good, but they're also really great communicators. So Liz has a vault of knowledge right there. And, if she's doing something wrong, I know Kia or A is going to grab her and tell her the right way to do it. She's still learning our defensive footwork in the post because it's a little different. And she's starting to get the hang of it. Same with Meg. She's starting to get the hang with it. Meg's been here in the past, but she was out for so long. So some of that is just game rest. But I thought really all four of them did a really nice job defensively for us.
Claire Sandoval with the Railroad Times. Coaches, talk about controlling the paint and the boards to really open up the game for you.
Yeah, I mean, that we knew they were going to be very intentional in trying to get BG and B Jones the ball. So we just wanted to be as disruptive on their post catches as possible. That's a big part of their paint. The other big part is, keeping Canada, trying to keep her in front and not bailing them out, making them make different twos over top of us. So I thought it was, a concerted effort. Like I said, I thought Gray was kind of the only one that got away from us a little bit, getting downhill. But overall, really good job on their people that typically do the damage in the paint.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Nikias, if you can unmute.
Hi, Coach. I had a couple on the offense. Just one on a general note. It felt like the tempo was up in this game. Even after made baskets, there felt like there was an emphasis to get the ball up quickly and to kind of get into your offense a little faster. Did you feel that? And if so, how can that carry over to future games?
How it can carry over is just the mindset. I mean, I want to play fast. I want pace. I want tempo off makes and misses. In order for us to do that, a lot of times you just got to kick the ball ahead. The ball's the fastest thing on the floor. So getting out, running. I can't remember the last time we had some transition threes, which we had a couple tonight. So the early sprint out to the corner and then us hunting those corners is a really good sign. But it makes the defense be spread, but you have to guard the whole full half court. So it's really helpful when we get those runners out. So we were just really emphasizing just getting back to running those lanes, and then playing with pace, kick aheads, cross courts. Get the ball popping a little bit, but that's a mindset. That shouldn't matter on any given night. That should be a steady attribute that we have.
Got you. And in relation to the half court offense, it felt like Atlanta tossed out a lot of unders against the guards. Just in general, how did you feel about how the guards navigated that coverage?
I think we could, we started to get a hang of it a little bit in the second half. I thought when our offense did get stagnant, it was because we weren't exposing those unders. And then, there's different ways to attack the under. A lot of times it's repick. I was happy that Jackie started pulling up. People are going to test us. They're going to make us make threes. So I kind of thought they guarded us disrespectfully, going under every time. That being said, we still have to, take a one or two dribbles extra and then sometimes even lowering the screen so that, when you come off those things, if they go under, now it's a, 15, 17 footer instead of a three every time. But Jackie got fouled a couple times on it. So I thought we did decent. I'm not going to give us an A+, but I wasn't, extremely upset with it either. It was okay.
Got you. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.